Hey, how's it going everyone? Teysind here, and today I wanted to tell you all another personal story of my experiences with playing .hack back in the days. And for today, that is me talking about how I got .hack Part 4 Quarantine for only $20 US converted. And if you don't know, or you do know, .hack, the original games especially, are one of the most expensive PlayStation 2 games, at least here in Australia. They're very rare, but I believe they're even more expensive in the US, and especially Part 4. I think this is the most expensive of all the .hack games, or at least the original 4. And I was so lucky to get this for, I believe, $25 to $30 Australian, which at the time, $20 US. And the story of how I got it is absolutely, I don't know how to say it. It's incredible for me because the fact that I found this, and also for that price, it was like finding a needle in a haystack, literally. So to tell you how this all went, .hack Volume 1 to 3 I had gotten in stores when I used to live in city. So I got them either secondhand or brand new, retail prices or so. And then before I could get .hack Part 4, or I should say before I finished .hack Part 3 and could get .hack Part 4, get the money for .hack Part 4, I moved to a different state and to the countryside, a very small town on the beach. There was almost no, I believe there were actually no gaming stores there besides a Target that had a few games, but there's pretty much nothing there. The gaming community was almost non-existent. No one really played games. You know, everyone wanted to surf and do a lot of cool things. But I was trapped because I couldn't get .hack Part 4 Quarantine, and also I was too young to be able to buy on eBay and stuff, so I couldn't get this game at all. So many years went by. I remember I got up to the end of .hack Part 3 Outbreak and I refused to beat it until I had .hack Part 4, so I knew I could then go smoothly into it. I thought if I beat .hack Part 3, then I may forget lots of stuff, and then when I go into .hack Part 4, that momentum will be gone. So in hindsight, I think it's a bit silly. I should just be in it first, and then when I got Part 4, go on to it. But what I did, I was at the end. So then when I finally got .hack Part 4, I beat Volume 3 and then went on to Volume 4. But in terms of how I found this, so small country town, etc. And this kid, or a friend of mine I should say, we used to get the same bus. He knew I liked .hack. He didn't play it or anything, but he'd seen, you know, I'd talked about this and he'd seen that I had the games at my place. And one day he texts me and says there's a garage sale down the end of his street, which is very close to my street, walking distance, and someone had all 4 volumes of .hack, which he bought from them for I think like $50 or so for all 4 volumes. This is $50 Australian, so we're talking about at the time 35 to 40 US for all 4. And this is when you couldn't even get the games anymore in store. And the fact that not only did he get this cheap, but he got this from a garage sale in my small rural country town far away from any city where you couldn't even really get games in general, and yet here there was .hack Part 1 to 4. I still don't know who the person was that sold it to him, but he told me, and he didn't really have any interest in it, but he knew I did. So I went down and he said, you know, I could buy any of the volumes or all of them off him. So, you know, we sort of worked out the price and stuff, and it came to, I'm starting to think it was actually $25 he let me have it for, Australian. And I was just like, yep, I'm getting that. And one funny thing about it was the Volume 4 box, the plastic and stuff was a bit sort of damaged and stuff, not the actual cover art or the games or anything inside, just the little plastic there. So he actually swapped it, we swapped it over with the Volume 3 one, which is sort of funny. So here it's got just 30-minute anime DVD included, and it's got .hack 3GB, so it should say .hack 4GB I believe, and I think it's 2 times 45-minute anime on the sticker. But again, the actual case is identical, it's just the sticker there that's different. That's always sort of bugged me. I'm like, I hope one day I might find an actual Volume 4 and then I can use that one and get rid of this, but no, this is a sticker. Again, if you're being completionist in regards to collecting, then maybe you want the one that has 2 times 45 minutes. But for me, I wanted, you know, the best quality case possible. So here it is. This is the Volume 4 that I bought that day off him. And to see now that, you know, it's become so expensive, and seeing videos of people paying exorbitant amounts of money for this game, you know, let alone finding it and then paying them out for it. I really hope that one day we do get a remaster of all for the original volumes. But for now, I thought, you know, I'll tell you all the stories of how I got it for so cheap. Let me know whether you managed to get any of the dot hack games for very cheap when they started to become expensive. Maybe you found them in a similar situation to me, a garage sale or something. Maybe you caught a secondhand store slipping, which meant, you know, they had it for a cheap price and you were able to get it. Maybe you found it on an auction on eBay or Craigslist or Gumtree, etc. for very cheap. Or also let me know whether maybe still today you were trying to get these games and you've just struggled, or whether you did purchase them but you ended up paying a very expensive amount for any of them. I was very fortunate to get this for so cheap. I did pay more for the first 3 volumes because I bought them retail. So I did pay a lot more for them, and games I felt were more expensive back then than they are now. We're seeing prices drop. At least I'm not so much talking about on release, but you know, shortly after, depending on the game and stuff. So yeah, that's my story of how I got it for so cheap. And anyways, hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for watching, and until next video, stay spot on.